What's up, guys? Jez here, and welcome to another episode of WhiskefyTV. Once again, it is July, and we are still drinking Fortified July or Jul-Rye or whatever the fuck we're calling it these days, because I called it about 8 different things, and we are here for it. But obviously, being in the classic fashion that we have been doing it, I do have some beautiful special guests. Now, bringing in, because I know how I introed this out last time, I want to bring in the beautiful Gloucester Lane, please, my friend.
I was expecting
come in.
JC.
Yeah, I know. And I was like, I brought in JC last time.
Beautiful. Like,
So,
Oh, I thought it was going to be JC. I was like,
No,
beautiful man's coming in first.
well, and then hello, welcome.
Hello. I probably should have taken this off. But no, it's still like
Jacket off for the audience. There's no kids watching, hopefully.
throw it on the man in the back.
There we go. See, once again, we are filmed in front of a live studio audience as well, which is always nice. And then I want to introduce the beautiful face and docile tones of the. Like, I feel like
is that a compliment? I don't know if that's a compliment.
The angelic voice
There
of
we
the...
go. See, that's the compliment we're all after.
Like, I could listen to your beautiful mouth.
The English siren.
English siren.
I'll take it. All right.
Okay, we're here for it. We're here for
why
it.
not?
Done. Okay, so yeah, please get in close. I don't feel like the bar's moved. I feel like maybe Jacob's taking up more space.
Have I got like bigger? What's going on?
Yeah.
It feels smaller in
It's
here.
like triangle where you end up back in the corner.
I don't mind though, because like,
And looking even more small than he actually
we
is.
spoke about this last time. We were like, because I'm probably I am the same height as JC.
No,
and
you're
then,
not. No, you're not.
is it about? I'm about.
And
I'm
16
just
inches is
girthy.
about 12 inches.
Yeah,
too,
that's
I guess.
right. It's all good up.
Solid intro.
It's all good up. Let me grab some glasses and let's try not to smash them this time. So,
Jesus, you're
what?
fucking keen.
I love it. Don't you love like throwing glasses around? I just love like the bass on these as well. Does that not make you nervous?
Yes, it made me nervous.
Yeah, that's the point.
But you're probably wondering what we are drinking this evening. So, because I haven't spoken about it, it is 134th episode of Whiskefy, and we were actually talking about the glass bases today, and I've been inspecting them, and
Thick, it's good
it's
bottle.
not thick,
They do
but
good
she
bottle.
goes alright.
It's good bottle. Pretty bottle.
It is pretty, and I will.
Fucking don't drop the bottle.
Do you know, I was expecting like I'm gonna say the shaft of the bottle
Yep. The shaft of
To
the
be-
bottle. Yeah.
You would
to
say.
be longer and girthier. But I grabbed it and I thought, like, I was like, yeah, that's probably
Where
about.
it should
And I was
be.
like, no, because like obviously that happened.
Yeah, but you
So yeah, right. You think you just have a good grip of the shaft, and it's just not a go. It's not a vibe. So y'all can check that out.
Nick's like, this is why did I come here?
Yeah, Nick should know what he's in for because
That's exactly what this is all about.
Because he's watched every episode, and I don't do any editing. So anyone that's like, oh yeah, he must do something, he does not do anything.
No.
I just
He does-
like,
It does not do a thing.
I just piece it together and try to make it as pretty as I can.
He spends an hour watching it, and that's his editing.
But it still took me like 4 weeks to edit the first blind. So we love it. Cork pop, because I feel like that's going to be a nice little cork pop too.
Ooh, that's alright.
The synthetic corks.
So it's tight. No, I'm all for synthetic corks
Same.
because you guarantee to get a good cork pop every time.
Better
And
seal.
Don't break.
Don't break.
also don't break.
That's easy. Right.
The glue
Oh.
Yeah.
comes in today.
Yeah. I also like how they go to the extra effort of putting a little Australia
On top.
on the
Yeah, no, always love that.
cap seal. So beautiful.
And have you noticed the longitude and latitude that they have on there?
I didn't actually notice that.
It's all about the small
Fun fact.
All about those small touches.
That's it.
Well, I don't spend time looking at that. So
But you should, because that's cool.
That's
Yeah.
good.
longitude and latitude of Gospel or Australia?
Gospel.
Copy.
Be big.
Yes. It's just a big range.
Just
Like-
1 to a million.
And is she about there somewhere?
He's got no idea what longitude and latitude is. I think
Yeah.
that's what we're discovering right now.
It's length and girth, obviously. Is that not it? No. Yes.
Yeah.
It 100% is.
Yeah, the length and girth of the location.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what, like, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, whatever.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. Well, That's not me. Oh, please tell me that's your boss again.
No, it's not my boss again.
Alright, well, while Jake goes for a nice little walk, I'm gonna...
get closer. There we go.
Oh, actually. Because I'm all about long pause, so...
That wasn't half bad. To be fair.
That was not half bad, especially
Right.
it was on the
Hey, let
offhand.
me pour it.
Yeah,
You still got spilt.
she dribbled a little bit.
You didn't shake, that's why.
Yeah, okay,
Can
fair.
we just play yours?
Yeah, please. I'm like, you don't... Just in the glass would be nice, JC. Just...
Mate, I reckon I spilled less than you did.
I got more on the carpet. No,
That's
you
why I
know.
put the glass down there. You can't see it.
It's where I spilled less than you. Okay. So, as you can see, this episode... What the fuck have you done, son? Okay, so...
You don't need to know, it's fine.
So, in case you guys are wondering, you haven't been paying attention, the Gospel has released their projects, and this is Gospel Projects Fortified Cask. Now, it's 104 proof or 52% ABV. Now, it is 3.5 years old, but off the bottle, it is non-age stated. I'm trusting Jacob's judgment on the age. If I'm wrong, I'm sure I'll be corrected in the comments. It cost $135 out of Melbourne. You can't find it in the US, but I'm sure it's probably going for higher on the flip if the juice is good. I'm actually looking at it right now, and she is super dark. So, obviously, the cask influence, but we're going to get there. So, they're using their original juice, but I'll cover that in a second. So, it's coming out of American oak, and then finished in 3 separate fortified casks. I could get into those now, but what's the point? Because I'll talk about it again in a minute. So, the mash bill is also undisclosed. That is one thing we did discuss, where there are other Australian distilleries that do like to disclose their mash bill. So it's like, why are you keeping all your secrets, Gypsy?
I was almost drinking then.
You don't
He
show
does it
me.
every time.
You don't show me your secrets. Where do you keep them? You show them.
Leave those Borat references.
No, we're here for him. I haven't done it yet. I haven't done them in a long time, so we'll work up to it. Alright, so we're going to go into the expression, notes, and info on this cask. So, the Gospel Projects is a special cask release or batch of releases that Gospel does and puts it out to the market. They're obviously deemed to be quality to be given to the people. Makes sense? If not, it'd just be a normal...
I mean, like, there were words that made sense, I guess.
Yeah, well, that's what I said. I'm like, when I was writing the copy, and that's when I was standing there just making like a face, and I'll leave it in at the start. Just kind of like...
Project, experimental releases.
Yeah, like,
Go.
I could just say it 100 times and it all makes sense, so we'll just
Keep
put
going,
that
go
up.
for it.
So, this drop is Fortified Cask, as I covered, but it is run as 3 different batches, and then obviously blended together to make this juice. Now, the Fortified Casks are carcasses are 3. We did English today. So first one being Apera, second one being a Tawny, third one being a Semillion.
And a Apera is a Australian sherry, and a Tawny is an Australian port. There we go.
This guy.
For the people at home.
See? Wine things. When I hear about wine things, we hear about whiskey things.
Whiskey and wine things.
Oh, fair. If I want to listen to someone whine, I go back and see the ex-wife.
Oh my god.
I press on.
Going forward. Go forward.
I thought you were told not to do that.
Yeah, I know. But we're here now, so let's ride. Gospel is coming out of... Got him! Okay. Gospel is coming out of Melbourne
Brunswick.
and housed in their Brunswick warehouses. Now, obviously, if you guys know anything about Melbourne, they are super famous for a small distillery called Starwood. Don't know if you've heard of it. It's been pushed down everyone's throats. Nothing wrong with it, but it's been pushed down everyone's throats. They did win Distillery of the Year, and everyone at work was like, oh my god, did you hear about that Australian distillery that won Australian Distillery of the Year of the World's Distillery World Melbourne Whiskey? And I'm like,
words again. It's just saying words again.
but that was literally the conversation I had with the people at work, and they were like, you need to, did you know about
You
this?
didn't try it. You didn't try it.
Like,
Yeah, you did.
I'm like,
Like, I mean, technically, I don't see any Starwood here, so.
No, there's some down there.
Is it?
Yeah,
2
there's
bottles.
there's
Oh, the
actually
old ones.
there's like 6, and then
Oh,
there's
there fucking is too.
Yeah.
and then there's the original Starwood 10 year stuff up here.
That 10th anniversary is fucking good.
Yeah, there's
That is
2 of
good.
them.
But we're not talking about stuff.
Oh,
No, we're not.
Did you get both of them?
Of course I did.
One to keep, one to drink?
Yeah, no?
Nah, fuck it. I just got the
But
one.
I kept both of them. So
Oh, the other one's over there.
yeah, well, it's like either end of the bar. See how that works? It's wow.
You should drink it. It's good stuff.
Or I could leave them there and then sell them to Mr. Whiskey for $4 million. Because isn't he the Starwood brand ambassador these days?
Who needs bridges, hey?
I'm playing. I love you, Zach. Now, it's only funny because we were talking about that earlier.
You've got to shoot it from the hip today.
It's great content. That's what we're here for. So yeah, it's coming out of their Brunswick warehouses, and as you guys know, with Melbourne, they see so many heat cycles daily, just like hot weather, cold weather, and that's just before 9 o'clock. So obviously, as you kind of age whiskey, the whiskey is interacting with the wood because the barrel is expanding, sucking whiskey in, pushing out. It gets colder. Makes sense. It's all sciencey shit that we all care about, but we are now at the important stuff, and we're going to drink the juice. So let's kind of hook in, because I've kind of upset enough people before they've even seen this. So let's kind of hook in. Is it just me, or like straight off the bat, because I normally get a few minutes to kind of taste it and go through everything, I feel like this is super young.
I mean, you did say the age before, so...
No, but for rye, it's very interesting, where 4 years is like a sweet spot for rye.
Yeah, that 4 to 6 range.
Yeah, and like anything outside of that, it's like, yeah, it's super young, but we're talking, like for rye whiskey, we're talking 12 months. We're talking 2 years. It's...
Or maybe it was 2.5 plus 6 months. I can't remember what...
Yeah. And that's why, like, I go non-age stated, because I feel like I just for me, I know, like, I nose that and go, it's not Willet. It's not like the typical Kentucky ryes I'm used to. So maybe it's me heading into an Australian rye, but then at the same time, like we're not here to push product, but the backwoods rye's a cracker. So
I think this has got good notes. I get your point about the young point.
well, we've been
clear
drinking.
with that.
Okay, so for people playing at home, we've just rolled out of Jolene's, where we were doing the July rye extravaganza, and we were just tasting ryes all afternoon. So this is probably not a good starting point, or a finishing point for that matter. But it's just like nosing all those rye whiskies, and I feel like this might be one of the youngest ones I've nosed today.
There was that 1 year.
Yeah, which was
Also true, but that was like funky in a way where
It was dusty. It was like... dusty.
it might have had older juice in it.
No, literally their own
It was
product.
literally just...
their own product.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, good on them for pushing it out, eh?
I think the Tawny comes through though. Oh, there's a fruit in there.
Oh yeah, no, don't get it twisted. I'm not getting those typical like those zesty notes that I get, that lime zest,
I think it's
or
quite,
like green apple, but
it's quite herbal.
yeah, I'd go more
Delicious.
herbal, like a Jaeger.
Delicious.
Like a Jaeger.
I mean,
No, chartreuse.
that's in
I mean, that is a herbal liqueur, so tick.
There we go. Jess is using big words. We're here for it. Is that not like we're going herbal and then we'll just go? Oh,
Yeah, no, like it is herbal. I'm just trying to think if there's any other ryes that...
well, it's either Jaeger or chartreuse. So pick
I
your
feel
poison.
like herbal, a little bit fruity, a little bit like a maple syrup. No,
Yeah,
there's a sweetness to it.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Molasses.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
definitely sweet and fruity. You got those like stewed berries, that
Yeah.
like molasses, that golden syrup almost. Yeah.
Our live studio
Black
audience is
What's that?
Nick as
Black
well.
Hearts and sparrows too as well.
That's a good one.
I didn't actually try that.
I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. Any other nose kind of notes for me? I was going to say flavour notes, but we're not really.
There's like a spice to it.
Yeah, you
Nothing
still
too like
no, it's that like
punchy, but
baking spice, like very
Yeah,
generic.
like
a bit of
nutmeg.
cinnamon, bit of nutmeg.
yeah,
Mm.
for sure.
You get the brown sugar.
Mm.
I like the nose.
It's
Okay, it's got, like I say,
still
sort of
young.
young,
You've
yeah.
got like a bit of citrusy tartness on the back, but
Yeah.
still very sweet.
Okay. I'm pretty happy with your notes. I'm just like, it's funny, like just listening to you guys talk, and it's always the way. It's just like other people talking about the notes they get will influence your palate. So at
It
this point,
smells
like
younger
you
than it
guys,
tastes, I think.
yeah, okay,
But I think
I would agree with that.
but I think that's probably because of the fortified casks that are covering it. So the Apera, the Chardonnay Tawny, and the Semillion.
yeah, perfect. Okay, well if you guys are happy, we're kind of move on then. We'll go into the palate,
for
and we'll get JC if you want to kick us off on the palate then.
Again, I get the fruit notes. So like a fruitcake note,
Mm.
probably the Tawny coming through.
Mm.
Yeah.
It's quite rich, stewed fruits.
Mm.
Like I said, a little bit of the maple syrup as well from the nose.
Mm.
Yeah.
Like there is that sweetness there. I think the herbal note comes through too.
Yeah.
That I typically get from Australian ryes.
Yeah, that eucalyptus almost as
Yeah.
well. That
Yeah. I like it though. Like the Chardonnay, I think dries it a little bit.
Mm.
yeah, it does have that astringency.
And I think that's probably the Chardonnay.
Mm.
I like it. I think it's good. I think it's good. It's a good palate. Like I said, like Jacob said, it feels like younger on the nose.
Mm.
Like,
That's what I definitely found that.
It's got a decent weight to it, which is good.
Mm.
yeah, good mouthfeel.
Comes in nice with oil, but then yeah, like you said, it's dry. Becomes astringent. Then
Yeah.
you go back for your second sip. Or
Yeah.
The drying works quite well because it stops it being overly sweet.
Mm.
Yeah,
Because you get those fruits, the maple syrup note, but then the dryness just levels it out.
Yeah.
Stops
Yeah.
it being overpowering. What do you get?
It's so like kind of going through my typical kind of tasting notes I do, and just on that tongue as I kind of gave it like typical Kentucky chew. I really got this heap of we'll say habanero heat just working its way on the tongue there. She's super thick. We're all about that. But you covered it really well. Like a lot more of those stewed fruits just kind of come out
100%.
just as I gave it that Kentucky chew, and it was working its magic there.
I think it's a really good proof point.
Yeah, yeah.
It is super drying. I can't get past that actually.
I think it's like it felt really hot on the tongue, but then it once you kind of got to that certain point where it was just like, okay, it's gone from really dry and it's now just like it's hot. But then you had those fruits come through, so it kind of just balanced.
Yeah.
Felt like a really nice white at that point, but like at 52% rather than like 11.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, I like it.
Alright, well then we'll move on to the finish. I feel like this is this might be one of the best ones we've done so far.
Yeah, I was
Then
gonna say it's
because it's rated.
decently long finish.
Excuse me.
Yeah. Like,
It's not long, but like it's
No.
decently long.
I think the finish is drying. Like it does remind me of drinking a Chardonnay. Like it
Yeah.
is,
Yeah,
but it's not unpleasant. Like I said, it stops it becoming
Sickly.
sweet. Yeah, and you get more of that herbal note, more of that spice, instead of just pure sweetness, pure like fruitcake.
It's got that diversity to help keep you drinking rather than it just being that.
It's quite a long finish. Like it doesn't fall off. Like
No,
it
no.
carries a little bit. Like it carries well.
No, those herbal notes really just drag on.
Yeah. Yeah, like for what was it, $135?
Yeah.
Maybe. Like
Yeah.
it's a good whiskey.
Well, for Australian stuff, what are we looking at? Because I've started including like certain price points now that we see stuff that
Cheap in the
aged.
piggy bank.
Yeah. Depends.
Yeah, it depends where you buy from. 150 for.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
from
it sits
Imperial,
well
yeah.
with like I said, like your backwoods.
Yeah.
Probably Belvoir, probably not far off that. Like,
Mm.
Yeah, it's
Archie Rose isn't far off
Which
that.
one?
Like
700
700 ml as well.
Yeah,
It's not too
yeah,
500.
we love that.
great bowl, nice, like great company.
Yeah,
From what I follow, and like I say, I think it sits at the top of that.
I'm trying to think if there's any other
Sits at the top of that pile.
finished ryes that would be
no, the
like
the
US wise.
oh yeah, okay, because I was like that stuff will be directly behind me, but no, like your Angel's Envy would probably be the only one.
But the Angel's Envy, I think, is a different kind of sweetness to this.
Yeah,
like
and then you got like
dessert
Michter's,
Yeah.
Way too much.
Whistle Pigs,
Whistle Pig 12. Like this
Whistle Pig
has,
12. Okay, cool.
yeah, it's 10%, so 20 proof higher.
Yeah,
It has a lot more body to it, but
yeah,
price wise, they're about the same price here.
yeah.
Whistle Pig is a 12 year. This is what 3.5. I
Mm.
think I'd still pick that over.
100%. I agree.
Yeah, okay, that's
Like they're both a blend of different casks. So you've got the Sauterne,
Yeah.
you've got the sherry cask.
yeah,
whatever it is.
Oloroso.
Yeah, like they're both 3 or
Yeah.
4 casks
Yeah.
maturation. I think that's a better pick.
Yeah, okay.
More interesting.
Yeah.
Yes, it's young on the nose, but the palate and finish is where it plays best.
It's interesting take. Okay, cool. JC, any kind of anything you want to add? I guess.
Nothing like so for me. I like it. I'm a big fan. Like I say, it's thank you for that price point as well. Like you can't argue with that value.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
especially as an Aussie whiskey, 700 mils. Like
Does well.
Gospel are making some good stuff, and that is another one of them.
Agree.
Yeah, I like it.
Fucking on it. Right, what are we doing for time then?
We're doing our by bar pass.
Yeah, we are.
Cool.
Really enough, I'd stop recording. But it's topped at like the 21-minute mark, so that's fine for whatever reason. Don't know what it's doing. Cool. So, one camera. But yeah, we'll roll into the by bar pass. So obviously, since it's an Aussie release, I can't really push it out to the American market. But at least for the Aussies playing along at home, they can kind of see if they could pick it up if it was still for sale. If anyone had it.
I was going to say.
I wish it was.
She's sold out. And I did check. I did confirm that it's sold out. So I guess, would you pick up another bottle? Would you try and find it at a bar? Would you tell everyone not to buy it? But I know Jacob is a huge Gospel fan.
I've already got a bottle, so I say buy.
I didn't buy a bottle and wish I did, so I'll put myself in the buy because I think it's good. I like I say, based on what I've tried from Jacob, what I've tried from Nick, I'd put Gospel in.
It does have a big
Worth a buy, like.
Yeah.
Now smelling it empty.
Their straight rye's good, worth trying. Slyro's good for mixing, and their limited stuff is always good. Yeah.
It's good stuff.
Sure.
Okay,
Buy
cool.
pass?
Hell, I bought a bottle. So like, would I buy a second one? Yeah, like I haven't really done much with the Gospel stuff, just because Australian releases and everything else, and obviously Capital's getting redeployed elsewhere. So it was an interesting project to kind of jump in on and like finished casks plus 50% plus rye plus all the good stuff that we care about. So yeah, buy all day I guess. So done. All right. Well, thank you everyone for tuning in. Hopefully you enjoyed the shenanigans of me dragging the Fiends out for another Whiskey Wednesday or Rye July, and as we kind of near the end of, because we'll get another one out of you guys before the end of the month.
Next week, yeah, fuck it.
Yeah, I'll have to make up a week, and yeah, if not, we'll just have to add you guys to the bourbon shenanigans, and they'll get a bit rowdy. So we're here for that. But yeah, hopefully everyone enjoyed this week's review because I love doing it, and hopefully these boys like braving the weather at the moment. The weather's trash.
Treacherous journey out here.
Yeah.
It's a hard life living in Sydney.
We live for it. Anyway, thank you. Love y'all. Hopefully you enjoy this Fry Friday or Rye Friday, or have you enjoyed this whiskey content. Anyway, love y'all. Stay thirsty. I'm Jez. That's Jacob. That's JC. And,
Done.
love y'all.